Well, earlier this evening, a Hinds County judge issued an emergency order that allowed polling precincts in the county to remain open until 8 and then at 9 in some areas after several polling precincts in the county had reported not enough ballots for voters.
Indeed, there were some problems in Hinds County, and joining us live now is political law professor Matt Steffi to help shed some light on the legality of the situation. Matt, thank you so much for being with us. All of us were saying when this first happened, uh-oh, what's going to happen?
Boy, I said uh-oh too, because there are fewer clear-cut answers than you'd hope for, because when a totally unexpected situation arises on election day, right, there's no single answer that is going to resolve everything. On the one hand, it is state law that the polls are supposed to close at 7. On the other hand, it's also state law that there's a responsibility to have ballots in the precincts to protect people's constitutional right to vote, their fundamental right to vote. So either the deadline had to give way, or the state was, the county, really, the county election officials would have breached their duty to provide ballots, would have negated the fundamental constitutional right of people to vote without consequence. So I think that if you balance those things against each other, that one understands the judge's order, that it's either comply with the technical, albeit important deadline, or protect the substance of everybody's right to vote. To hold, if you will, county officials to their duty to deliver ballots. And when other states have experienced this, the deadlines, the voting hours have been extended. State law already allows people in line to wait as long as need be to cast their ballot. And this seems to me analogous to this. For people who showed up, there's no ballot to be able to return and vote seems very similar to being in line at 7 o'clock.
So you would see this holding up in court?
I do. I think it will. It's going to resolve itself when the election is called for Governor Reeves. I think it will become moot because it is Governor Reeves, the Republican Party, that is objecting to the voting in Hinds County. They would prefer 7 o'clock be 7 o'clock and all the potential voters turned away. I think that the margin of victory, even under those extended hours, will be such that it'll ultimately just kind of resolve itself. But if a court had to reach it on the merits, if an appellate court had to choose between the deadline or the right to vote, I do think it would hold up.
It's kind of unusual for something like this to happen, because we don't see this happen very often, that they have to extend the hours, right?
No, you really don't, and especially for not enough ballots. That caught me by surprise. Every once in a while, it happens for reasons of natural disaster, or there's an electrical outage, or some sort of thing that interrupts the life of everyone. But even that's quite unusual. Normally, the only problems that you get on election day are issues with individual precincts or individual voters, or long lines of people that just have to wait indefinitely to be accommodated. But to run out of ballots as early as 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning is something I think nobody foresaw.
Yeah, definitely. So, and we'll just wait until the final results come in to figure out what happens with the decision by the judge. And depending on those results, we'll decide whether or not this goes any further with the courts, right?
I think that's right. While the Republican Party could continue to ask for a review on appeal, I doubt the court would bother to do that unless there was something at stake. Appellate courts don't issue just advisory opinions to give just advice. They resolve controversies. And if it doesn't make any impact on the outcome, it's hard to see how it continues.